Okay, so I'm going to wait, I think, until tomorrow to record the Brazil and India videos until tomorrow. We will come as the three. This is going to be a separate one I'm going to put out on Monday, I think, with the other videos. See, I'm trying to think ahead and do it like that, and then wait for the inspiration to come instead of just me rambling. So hopefully these are a little more coherent. Please let me know in the comments if you think this is better, worse. Any sort of feedback will be appreciated. Anyway, beyond that, I want to say this while thinking about that stream from Tino Struckman. I think it's still an excellent, great guy, does good work. I think that, anything with World War II and mud Nazis can bring out the Wignats. They can bring out the Verabus and all those other cringe groups out there. It may bring out some, whoever else, the so-called mud tankies and all that, but let it go. I just appreciate the information for what it is, and then we keep going. But what I would say is it really is about the journey and not the destination, in my opinion. You should appreciate, maybe I'm going kind of back on what I said in the other video, but you should appreciate what you've learned about the different aspects of history, whether it's about, what the Nazis did, everything they did, not just, the concentration camps or, the Wavelsburg stuff or the money, the use of lasers, space travel, missiles, etc., etc., etc. Like I say, people have written volumes of books. Many volumes of books have been written about this, the Nazi bell, etc., etc. But it's about the journey and learning that stuff and seeing that this is just how things work. And that ultimately, as much as people will rant and rave and everything else like that, on a bigger level, there's a lot of stuff that folks just won't mess with. And they'll use it for their own ends. And I think that it's much better that way. To just say, okay, that's just how things work. You don't take a side and say, oh, well, Nazis were funded by the British and everything else, and everybody does a bit of bad. Everybody does a bit of naughty. You shouldn't try to portray them as the best thing ever. They were what they were. I'm talking about the Soviets in this case. But, at the end of this whole thing is that, you're not supposed to reach destination, I think. That's the whole idea. It's a constant journey of discovery. I'll admit I repeat myself a fair amount in these videos. But I would like to think I'm going to get very, very hippy-dippy and very new agey, so just bear with me. But I would like to think that we're all on a journey. Me and my audience. And I take information from you. A lot of the time, you guys are smarter than me. And I don't just say that. I think it's true. Y'all guys are much smarter than me and kind of getting the idea of it. I'm just kind of aimlessly walking, and I can't even remember some words, as y'all know. But, I see it as we're going through this and trying to understand how things work. How things work compared to a undeniable truth. To me, this is the fault with truthers or whatever you want to call them. They think that there's some ultimate truth, and they stop looking in some cases. Or they continue to travel down one path. Or they follow this one trail and then don't even realize that there's a shorter trail where this other connects, and then they realize it and they go back. And they may say, oh, the Bilderbergs, or, these various groups, this and that. But there's, to me, it's one of those things where you have to realize is that to a degree, is that you have to realize is that you have to find a way to make yourself happy, to make yourself more useful to the system, whatever that may be. And I don't say that to say, you have to be loyal, just 1,000% loyal, la, 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 la. No. What I'm saying with that is I'm sorry. What I'm saying to that is that you have to try to keep playing this silly game called life, and it is silly. It is silly. The older you get, the more you realize how silly things are. But you have to keep going and wait to see how it goes. And hopefully, through trials, tribulations, tears, fists, blood, everything else, you'll find a peace of mind. It's the whole idea of it. At least it should be not a goal, but that's what hopefully you can get to at some point. Like I said, maybe I'm getting very esoteric, very, but you should reach a point where you aren't bound by ideology. You're not bound by some loyalty to a system. Because to me, the systems don't care about you. They never will. And I think that's the basis of a lot of truther ideology. I'm full of it, aren't I? But is the idea that these systems do not trust you. They do not care about you. They have a larger idea. And some of it is good. Some of it is bad. And as they say, the road to hell is paved with good intentions, right? At all costs sort of attitude. And I think you have to be cognizant of that. Sometimes it's just a matter of this is what you were asked to do. Some people are they're going to push the government to do something about it with some things. Some things they won't touch, but that's a whole other thing. But as much as people cringe about it, I still do believe that in fate and a destiny and the idea that we're all meant to do something. And for me right now, I'd like to think that at least I'm here to help someone understand what's going on out there. To try to be somebody trying to portray it in a simpler way. I'd like to think that's what I do. And I'm trying to portray these very huge events that go on in the world and try to understand them in a more simple, on the ground sort of idea. On the ground sort of perspective, I like to think that anyway. Do I have my biases? Absolutely. But I'd like to think that I'm aware of them. I try to point them out and say, take what I say with a grain of salt. As you should. But I don't know how to finish that up. I guess I would say is realize that we're all just kind of getting along to get along, right? I try to take the hints as they come. That's something I learned being on the job and stuff. I don't know, to be like, hey, God, that guy's going fast. Oh, I see what he's doing now. That's slick. I like doing. Okay, I'm going to try to do what he's doing. And that's how you do something. You kind of say, oh, I like how he's doing that. Oh, okay. That's how that works. All right. And so that's how I've tried to learn and try not to be stubborn and say, I'm going to do it this way. Sometimes that does happen with me. Of course it does. I'm pretty stubborn. But that's how you should see life. Being able to be somewhat flexible, adaptable, but also not being a fool and a chump and being a tool of somebody else. You can be somebody who believes in progressive ideas and can believe in racial equality to some degree. I'd like to think I do. But also realize that the way these systems work and the way people work is very messy. So, be cognizant of folks that could, be, instigators that are, agent provocateurs or just LARPers that will never get anywhere. I think that's another one of the well, I say goals, but I say hopefully that's one of what I'm striving for with these videos, I guess. Like I say, once again, I love the feedback, good, bad, right or wrong. Hopefully I've moved past the point of me spurting out and being angry or whatever now. Even if it's a Vosh fan who's mad and says, oh, I don't like the way you use, where you use, I'm trying to think of it now. It tells you how much I care about what they say. Ableism and talking about autism, using that hashtag. Okay, all right. It doesn't bother me. And that's part of the journey, I'd like to think. But anyway, I think I've rambled on long enough. Hopefully y'all can glean something from this as I make some of these videos. I don't expect you to glean anything from every single one of my videos. No. Some of it's just me rambling and I just felt like putting it out. But hopefully y'all can enjoy this. And see you later. And bye-bye.